Got a game here between the Sixers and the Kings. Kings up 4 with a little under 5 minutes left in the game. Maxey going to bring up the ball. Schroeder guarding him. Edgecombe's going to go from the corner to the wing. Oubre is going to go to the corner. We got Paul George. Paul George, at the time of this recording, actually got suspended today for 25 games. So he will not be a part of the Sixers team for a while. But got Joel Embiid setting a pin down screen for him. Precious Achiuwa going to fight through that screen. He's kind of stuck with the ball now. He's going to give it to Embiid in the post. Probably a good option with 7 seconds left on the clock. And Embiid's going to go to work on Sabonis and gets a bucket. So that's probably the best thing you could do off of a broken play. Schroeder going to bring up the ball now. Edgecombe on him. He's going to try to go to a pick and roll. Precious Achiuwa going to set a screen. VJ is going to go over that. Help from Kelly Oubre forces Schroeder to pick up the ball. He wants to look for Precious Achiuwa rolling to the basket. Gives him the ball right back to Schroeder. Good defense from the Sixers. DeMar might look to push off of Oubre to create space and get the ball here. He's just going to set a screen. Great defense from Edgecombe. And that might be off of, it was off of Schroeder's foot. So really good defense by VJ Edgecombe there. So now we got Sixers ball. George going to hand it off to Maxey. Maxey's going to take Schroeder one-on-one. He's trying to look to draw a foul and does. So he's going to shoot 2 free throws, makes the first one, and he makes the second one as well. Schroeder going to bring up the ball for the Sixers. Hand off to Zach LaVine. Sixers are just going to switch this. So we have Edgecombe now on LaVine. DeMar DeRozan going to set a screen for LaVine. And now we got Kelly Oubre switched on to him. They're trying to give it back to DeMar. Tyrese Maxey with some good help here. DeRozan puts up a tough shot. Nice kick out to Schroeder for a 3. So DeMar kind of got Edgecombe on this spin, which forced Maxey to help. Great play by DeMar to find the open shooter for a 3. Kings up 3, under 3.5 left in the game. Embiid's going to set an on-ball screen. Maybe Dylan Cardwell is hedging here. Yeah, he's hedging, but let's see. He's going to hedge this screen. He's got to communicate with Schroeder. I mean, Schroeder's right there. So Schroeder needs to get in front, and he needs to go back to Embiid immediately. But I just think that, I don't know, maybe he was expecting Embiid to roll. Probably just lost track of where Embiid was. Embiid gets him with the fake. Gets 2 defenders in the air. Nice finish from Joel Embiid. So not great pick and roll defense from the Kings there. Makes the game a 1-point game. Schroeder wants to give the ball to Zach LaVine. On-ball screen with him and DeMar DeRozan. Maxey's just going to stay on LaVine. DeMar going to fake going around the screen from Zach LaVine. Nice move. Gets into the lane. We got 3, really 4 Philly players in the paint. DeRozan's just going to pass to a wide open shooter. Edgecombe going to do a good job closing out. Schroeder gets Edgecombe in the air. This should be 1 dribble to the side for a 3. And it is. Schroeder unfortunately can't hit that one from the same spot. Maxey now bringing up the ball. Going to go back to an on-ball screen. See Cardwell's hedging again. Like, Embiid just needs to pull this. He's wide open. I don't know why. Like, take the first good look. You don't have to make the game difficult. Just take that mid-range shot. But instead, he's going to wait, pump fake. Now he has 2 defenders on him. So when you have 2 defenders on you, there's someone open. You should be looking to pass right now. Dylan Cardwell is defending this well right now. Embiid's going to lose the ball. DeMar DeRozan has it. He's going to bring the ball up the floor. Edgecombe on him. Some good defense from Edgecombe. What a pass by DeMar DeRozan. Loses his balance. Sabonis needs to make that layup. And it will be Philadelphia basketball. Good effort from DeMar DeRozan there. Going to go back to this Embiid, Tyrese Maxey pick and roll. If Maxey can't make this pass to Edgecombe. Maybe Embiid can flash middle a little bit once Edgecombe receives this pass. Instead, Maxey's going to get by both of them. Sabonis doesn't come in to help. Really awful defense by the Kings. Kings have looked extremely bad on defense. I mean, they're one of the worst, if not the worst, team in the league for a reason. LaVine now bringing up the ball. Edgecombe going to switch on to Schroeder. Maxey will now take LaVine. Got a pick and roll between Schroeder and DeMar DeRozan. Edgecombe's going to go over. We are now doubling Dennis Schroeder. Schroeder, I felt like could have kept accelerating. He might have beaten both Edgecombe and Oubre. But because they're both doubling, he's just going to opt to pass this to DeMar. It's a kind of a slow pass, so it gives Edgecombe time to recover. DeMar trying to work in the mid-range. Oubre does a good job doubling. End of the shot clock. There's only 6 seconds left. And Philly does a good job rotating. Max is going to go to Schroeder. Embiid's going to go to LaVine in the corner. Embiid has to have his hands up. Good defense from Philly. Offensive rebound. Sabonis going to fight for the offensive rebound. And in doing so, they are going to keep possession of the ball because it was off of Edgecombe. He was out of bounds. Minute 31 left in the game. Shot clock going to reset to 14 because no one really had possession of the ball there. DeMar and LaVine, we're going to go back to that screen. Edgecombe going to double here. So this might be a pass to LaVine. It is. Shoot that. I mean, you got to know, like, if you're doubling the screen, there's no one to help here. So I really don't understand why. You got to hedge this and go back to your man. Or you just don't switch this. Let DeRozan drive. Like, Maxey can step in to help. Or Paul George can step in to help. Like, go to the side where there's help. But they're going to give up a wide open three. Sabonis going to be guarding Paul George on the wing. Like, why does Paul George not attack this? Why does Paul George not call ISO here? Why is Sabonis on Paul? I have no idea. Do not understand that at all. Why are we trying to give the ball to Maxey right now? Like, Paul George, you have Domantas Sabonis guarding you on the perimeter one-on-one. Attack him. But we're trying to give the ball to Maxey. Might turn into another on-ball screen between him and Embiid. Maxey going to go around it. Cardwell's going to hedge again. So Embiid's going to... I feel like Embiid should probably pass this to Edgecombe. And then maybe he drives in a little bit. And then if LaVine helps, which he should, pass to Edgecombe. DeRozan going to step up. Pass to whoever is in the corner. Embiid just needs to pull that. I feel like Embiid overuses the pump fake a bit too much for my liking. Like, he has an open shot here. I think he forgets he's 7 feet tall. Like, just shoot that. You're giving yourself a more difficult shot to hit. Don't really understand that. DeRozan backing down on Oubre. Another on-ball screen between him and LaVine. Philly going to double. Embiid needs to be in help in case DeRozan beats Maxey. Maxey going to do a really good job recovering. So they are doubling. They are committing to the double on DeRozan on the wing. Edgecombe is in good position to help for if this ball goes to Zach LaVine, the top of the key. And now Tyrese Maxey does an excellent job going back to Dennis Schroeder. So let's see what happens after this on-ball screen between Schroeder and LaVine. It's actually was going to be a handoff. LaVine's just going to keep it, but he picked up his dribble. So Edgecombe was on LaVine. I think Philly thought this was going to be a screen, so they're just going to switch. Maxey's going to get in front of LaVine now since he can't dribble the ball. 3 seconds left on the shot clock. Terrible possession by the Kings. Sabonis going to come up for an on-ball screen, but it might be a little too late in the clock. I mean, that's probably the best look you're going to get there. Edgecombe's going to go over the screen. I don't think Paul George is really aware of the time left on the clock because he's prepared for Schroeder to drive when Schroeder knows he has to get the shot off. So it's not the worst look in the world. Obviously, it's off balance. Maxey going to bring up the ball on the wing. LaVine guarding him. He's going to attack baseline. Tough layup, but he's going to get fouled. And he has the opportunity to tie this game. He's got 36, 10 for 10 from the line. First free throw is up and good. Second free throw is up and good as well. Kings don't necessarily have last shot, especially with Philly having a timeout that they can call to advance the ball to half court. So DeRozan, I don't know if he's expecting a screen from Zach LaVine here. He's going to opt to go away from it, though. I mean, Zach LaVine's still going to set one. It's just on the opposite side. It's actually a pretty good screen from Zach LaVine, although it could have been moving. Maxey's just going to switch on to DeRozan. DeRozan going to get a decent look. Doesn't make it. Ooh, I don't know if Philly necessarily had possession there. Very generous by the refs to give the Sixers that timeout. Now, I'm very intrigued to see what happens on this out-of-bounds play. So let's see how it's set up. Maxey under the rim, Schroeder on him, Sabonis guarding Embiid. You have Precious Achiuwa on Paul George, Cardwell on Oubre, and Keon Ellis on Edgecombe. So Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan are out of the game. So we immediately have Joel Embiid setting a back screen for Paul George to get to the rim, although that's probably not where Philly wants to go, considering Tyrese Maxey's under the rim right now. You can see Oubre kind of going in this direction. Probably something to do with Maxey getting open at the top of the key. So Embiid's going, he's probably just flaring to the corner now. Embiid's going to set a screen, pin down screen for Maxey to come up and receive the ball. Yep. Keon Ellis does a good job playing deny defense to eliminate the option of Maxey getting this ball. Edgecombe panics a little bit here. I don't know if Philly's allowed to take another timeout. They have one remaining, but I probably would have called timeout if I'm allowed to. I'd probably call timeout there if I was Philly. Edgecombe just going to give George the ball here. Actually works in their favor because Achiuwa is just going to tip it out of bounds. So you pretty much just get to reset. I don't think they would run the same exact thing. They're not. Now we're going to have Maxey in the backcourt, Embiid at the free throw line, Paul George and Edgecombe on the perimeter. They're pretty much both at the top of the key. And then Oubre is going to be taking the ball out of bounds. Edgecombe going to flare to the corner. Now we may have a shot under the rim with Paul George because Embiid is going to set a down screen for him. But Achiuwa is going to get through that. Now we're just giving it to Embiid at the free throw line. Kind of looks like blind pig there, having Maxey just going down the lane. I don't really understand the benefit of having Schroeder body to body on Maxey here. I feel like most people would know Maxey's probably sprinting. As soon as they're trying to give the ball to Embiid here, Schroeder should be thinking they're going to want to hand this ball off to Maxey. Because why else would Maxey be back here? So just poor positioning from Dennis Schroeder, and then good help from Precious Achiuwa, but he is going to foul, and Maxey hits a really tough layup to probably win the game for Philly. He's going to miss the free throw, actually. And Sacramento doesn't have timeout, so they're going to have to throw up a shot. LaVine's not going to hit that, and the game is over. That's some of the worst defense, if not the worst defense I've seen from a team this season with Sacramento. I can't believe they're playing offense now through a 36-year-old DeMar DeRozan. Sabonis was barely involved, really not involved at all offensively in those last few minutes. Neither was LaVine really. Kept setting on-ball screens for DeRozan. Sacramento just completely needs to blow it up. I mean, they're probably the worst team in the Western Conference after this game, and you just need to sell at the deadline, completely enter a rebuild. Thankfully, you have, I think, all your draft picks, so you're kind of able to start a rebuild. Very unfortunate because this team was just a 3 seed in the playoffs going up against Golden State, taking them to 7 games just a few years ago. But after trading Fox at the deadline to San Antonio last season, they've been a complete train wreck. As for Philly, I think this is a very underrated, maybe dark horse team for the playoffs, and it's going to be really intriguing to see how they do with Paul George now out for 25 games.